Okay, welcome everyone. It is January the 24th, 2024. It's a 24/24 day.
Wow.
Yeah. And we are still working within the heart chakra and the blessing and virtue of charity with St. Francis and the seventh dimension with Albert Einstein and the heart chakra. Yes. So we're working our way towards the universal law of unification, unity. And oh, there's Paula. Hi, Paula.
Hi.
Oh.
Hi.
Okay. So I like to bring up our mission of peace on earth at the beginning because there's this really fun little group that's called peacenow.com, and they always post different areas that are coming to peace, and they're sending out these little ideas of how to be peace during the day. And one of them, this is the fourth one, I think, and they say laughter is the sound of good health. Those who can giggle at themselves can easily find humor in the world. A strong sense of humor is spiritual mastery at its most fun. So remember to have a good laugh every day. Even if things look bleak, find something to laugh about because it helps with the dissolving of all the old systems. And they say every once in a while, take 60 seconds and breathe deeply and enjoy peace. So that's a nice way to anchor peace every day on the planet, just breathing for 60 seconds for a minute. And before we know it, we will have peace on earth. So here we are in the heart chakra. We're mastering our divine alignment, our healing, with apologies, forgiveness, compassion, creation, all the divine qualities. And remembering we're here to love everyone, but to love yourself, especially, I'm in trauma therapy right now, especially your inner child. So really, really embracing that little one inside of you so that it expands. So the heart chakra is connected to the seventh dimension. And a very quick and easy way to remember the seventh is Albert Einstein's sentence where he says, the state of being the heart, a knowing of love. State of being the heart. That's so beautiful. I would never have put those words together like that. And St. Francis has been discussing charity with us. The heart chakra is also connected to the thymus, the heart, the organ, the heart, the circulatory system, the immune system, and the endocrine system. And of course, the universal law of unification, unity. But we'll get to that probably Friday. Okay, so here's a little bit of an overview. So the heart chakra connected to the thymus. So the thymus protects us from infection. So just think of if we're in love with ourselves, that divine quality of love and everything connected to divine alignment protects us from infection in all ways, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. So the thymus is connected to the heart. The heart organ pumps blood throughout the body. So just think of blood is blue, actually, when it's in the physical form. So the blue energy of the mother, that hope and trust and peace is constantly pumping through our body. That's who we are. And the understanding of apologies and forgiveness. The circulatory system makes the blood go around. That's connected to the heart chakra. The immune system protects our cells. The endocrine system is made up of our glands and uses hormones to balance the body. And the hormones are masculine and feminine. So we really want to be in that perfect balance of loving yourself equally within. Think gender equality within. Equal love for the masculine and the feminine inside. Usually goes back to mom and dad, loving mom and dad equally, and then extending that balance out to the planet for gender equality to emerge on the planet. The heart chakra is connected to the seventh dimension, which is the Christ consciousness, the state of being the heart and knowing of love. the growth opportunity for compassion, which is non-judgment, kindness, selflessness, honoring, and love. The gentle allowing state of being that permits expansion and incorporation of our entire original imprint, soul design, universal or higher self, angelic self, or oversoul. So this is what happens as we reach the seventh dimension inside the physical form, and we are multidimensional. We're all in the heart chakra. We're all in the seventh dimension. It's just there's different levels to it. So as you reach a certain level within the heart chakra, that universal self anchors closer, closer, closer. Or and our angelic. You know, it's just it depends, I think, on the uniqueness of yourself. Okay, and the electromagnetic field that governs our planet allows us the capacity to incorporate the electric nature of the energy, patterning, and lessons. So 1 to 6, and the magnetic pole of 8 to 12. And then the electromagnetic field is so interesting because there's the blue energy of the mother below the heart, which is generally up here in the 9th to the 12th. And then the electric energy of the father is actually in the 8th as well. So you can see how you've got both surrounding the heart, very close to the heart. And then the electric nature is below and the mother nature above. So I loved it when Albert Einstein described that for us, so we could see that in the chakra system. And the 7th dimension is the place of still point where all energies anchor and flourish. So that's the heart. And the 7th dimension is the place of intersection of all, the most natural and comfortable dimension for human beings, because it is not only peaceful, but it feels like home. So that's such a beautiful way to describe where we're headed. The 7th dimension is the state of being in perfect balance of simply being. While many dimensions entail action, this is more a state of allowing, because it is the place of intersection. It is the growth lesson of acceptance and acknowledgement of unity and connectedness of all beings, all dimensions, and all life forms. So that's just a little overview of that. And now, oh, this is okay. So this is so fun because this is a really quick way to light up all the chakras within yourself. And you could even stare at that chart that I made. I think most of you have it. You can pull up one of these recordings to look at it, or it came with the book and the Cards of Balance book. There's a chart with it. But you can just imagine yourself like you've got Christmas lights inside, light them up. And so a very quick way is just close your eyes, feel all the chakras light up and spin in your imagination, and then drop down your record down to Gaia, say hi to Gaia, and then come back up and light up all your chakras and go right up to source and breathe that emerald green energy. And it's like recharging your batteries. It's a really fantastic way to recharge. And I'll never forget, the Arcturians had a reading with one of my good friends that passed of cancer, and she wanted me to transcribe it for her. So I listened to it, and the Arcturians were, because she was very angelic, the Arcturians were recommended she go to source every day and recharge. So it's just breathing that emerald green energy, and for as long as you want. And what it does is it really helps release of all old sorrow, and then just come back down and float back down into your heart. And as you float back down, just light up all the chakras again. It's like a string of Christmas lights inside. And that's really anchoring in you, all lit up, your chakras spinning, so you can go out for the day and just be your beautiful divine self. Yeah, so this is just a bigger picture of it. So you can see, just light up the ruby red, the orange, the amber, the yellow, the halion, the green, the cerume, the lurion, the blue, and the gray alsha and the magenta. This is the mother's blue up here of her fifth eye, but then up into the purple crown, and then just keep on going up. And it's just such a beautiful thing to do. You can do it even right before you get out of bed, and you'll find that you change how you feel about root issues, no trauma. You could do a little inner child work at the same time, really loving and respecting that inner child, allowing it to speak up. But yeah, that's just a fun thing to do to get into the space of joy and gratitude before your day starts. Light up with all the colors. Steve, all you have to do is look at your bottles. Just pretend they're all inside. Yeah. 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 And it's like your own city of light within, basically. Just feeling very lit up and excited about life. Okay. So this is the end of the teachings about charities. And somebody called into the radio show and they said, is the sun changing or getting larger or putting off a different type of light, whiter rather than yellow? And then global change, if the sun is changing and also climate changing, what effect will that have on all of us living on Earth? Will it be different when you come back? Frank. And Frank, St. Francis said, the energy of the sun is actually pretty constant. So it sounds like the Divine Mother talking about constancy. What is occurring at a greater rate is your ability to perceive the energy and the rays of the colors as you would think of it in a different, more complete way. So just as the chakra system, they brought together different rays and called them different colors, we are beginning to perceive more here in the way of color. And I've always said, keep an eye on the sky, because some of these new colors that are mentioned in the chakra system are actually I'm seeing in the sky. So he's saying in a different, more complete way. So your perception is expanding, and the climate changes that are taking place all over Gaia are part of her balancing and bringing herself into a position, can we say, of temperance? And we mean that in terms of her balance. Now, she is an incredibly diverse being, and as you know, she is in constant change. So there's always evolution and shifts in land mass, in water mass, in tectonic plates. I've also heard, and I don't know if Steve, if you remember this, but the galactics are helping remove some water. Have you heard that?
Yes, they're taking some of the excess water off planet.
Yeah, so that we don't have flooding.
Yes.
Mhm.
We're also moving to a universally temperate climate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and so Frank says she is dynamic. She is always in movement. We're always surprised when anyone thinks that the earth is stagnant. It is very strange. So she is adjusting. What you are asking is, are we going to be destroyed, or are the animals going to be put in harm's way by climate changes? The answer is no. So that's what St. Francis has to say about the climate.
Quite the whole story. Some species will disappear. They'll go elsewhere.
Yes.
Other species that were extinct will return.
Yes. Yeah. I think this was just a very quick answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he didn't go into too much detail here. Yes, Darren.
So will we also have new species appear?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ken?
Whenever I hear something like this, I have to, I don't know about you guys, but me, I have to remind myself that this is not going to happen overnight. That a lot of the times when we talk about all these changes that are happening, they could take, 10 years or something. So I just thought I'd bring that up.
Yes, ascension is a slow process as far as I'm concerned. And it's more inner, how it's so important, the inner work, because that's the change, like the universal law of as within, so without. The more we are in that divine alignment within, that's the creation without, the physics of it. Yeah. Mhm. That, and many of the beings that have come channeled through Linda Dillon have said the ascension work really, it's not, it doesn't have external the internal reference points are the important ones, I think is what they said a lot of the time. Yeah. It's an internal journey. Yeah. I don't know if I've got the wording quite right, but you kind of get the idea. Yeah. An internal journey. Yeah.
Through the heart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The journey is to a full and complete and permanent heart opening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But most people don't understand what that means.
No, of course, no.
Yeah. So I always say it's more like just anchoring in a meditation practice and chatting with your guides and uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Recognizing your inner child. Darren.
now, can you explain a complete heart opening a little more, please?
Well, what aspect? Mechanically, is that what you mean?
No, what will we experience?
Oh, wow. What you'll experience, depending on where you land up, is a love like you probably have never imagined, because we just don't have it here on the third and fourth dimension. That will sweep away all your concerns, all your worries. There won't be any worry or concern after that. If it's full and complete after ascension, or with ascension, then that's it for the rest of your life. Before ascension, you might have a temporary heart opening, and you'll get the experience of it. It's like, oh, wow, this is what awaits us. Oh, boy, I can't wait. But then it'll go. And then it'll come back and go and come back and go. But
Often,
people can't imagine what that love is like. There's nothing like it on earth.
yeah, people that have had near-death experiences and they experience the love on the other side, then they come back and they're like, what is going on here? Why isn't everybody just loving each other? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you get to that way actually like incrementally, so that you are out in public able to be not judging anything and loving people just for where they're at. Like it's there. We're fully capable of it.
Yep. And it's all matters of choice.
Mhm.
You run up against, the love is starting to come up and you get afraid and you choose not to experience the love. So it's all choice.
And it's out in like in community, practicing in community. Yeah.
That's the real practice. Yeah.
That's the real practice.
Yeah.
Being able to go into situations where you're just loving it. Like when I go into the downtown east side and I'm with those women that are really struggling and I'm sitting there just loving them and listening to them, like you can sense it and you can feel the divinity all around us. It's incredible.
Mhm. Amazing.
Yeah. Yep. Darren?
Yeah, so if you're starting to move into this love energy and you get scared or have fear, how can you continue going into the love energy?
Well, very, very number of ways. I have, and of course, karate students know about the use of the breath, the ki, or stamping your foot like, stamping your foot like that has the fear go away. But breathing the love up from your heart, the love will have the fear go away.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But also we've anchored in the fear as young people, like little people. And so what I'm learning today in this trauma therapy is really embracing that little child
Mhm.
and allowing the child to speak, because the child understands love. The child is like Amelia. Like if you know how high energy and loving she is, that's you.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
you. You just love everyone. And that's the inner child. If you allow the inner child to speak up, that's who we are. We are
Yeah.
this. We are just naturally loving.
Yeah, I experienced that inner child you're talking about at Xenia, and it
Mhm.
was just purity and innocence.
Yeah.
Wasn't born in sin.
No. 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 Okay. So now this is really good about the animal. What St. Francis said about the animals here. So the person came in with a question about the animal spirit leaving the body before any trauma taking place. And St. Frank says, all the animals, what you think of as that kingdom are our teachers. You know this innately. They are not just the teachers of love, they are the givers of love. And they are the teachers of balance, of survival, of how to proceed in community. But they have the capacity, and this is a human capacity as well. So what he's saying is the animals are so unconditionally loving. If you've ever had a dog, like, they're just so unconditionally loving. And that's why there's so many pets. They help us remember that love, how to be loving to everyone. And he says this is important to know because it is part of your evolution and part of your movement into the different dimensions, and particularly the fifth, where we're managing change with joy, with gratitude, through seventh dimension. So 5, 6, 7. So 5 is gratitude and joy. 6 is the energy of the Buddha, being able to sit still and bless everyone, and the 7th, of course, is the combination of the blue and the yellow energy, the peace and the joy, basically combined to make love. So love is everything. So it's all the divine qualities, and you can experience and understand love by practicing any of the divine qualities. And that's why we're studying these qualities. Okay. So now, so he's talking about the animals and the animals dying through trauma here, because that was the question. He says, now let us be clear. Violence is violence. So you cannot ignore violent action because it has ramifications. Now, we are not saying to bring your energy to it, but you cannot simply pretend that it does not happen, because Frank has told you that the animal spirit is gone. What occurs in those moments prior to what you would think of as death is the spirit simply begins and jumps out, in some cases, their departure process. Now, normally what will occur is that the spirit of the animal, of course, will stay close enough to ensure to observe that this vessel that has served them so fully, so kindly, so lovingly is complete. But if you are thinking in terms of the spirit experiencing that ravaging and violence, that is simply not the case. And I believe that's the case in a human death as well.
Yes.
The soul will jump out or be taken out.
Both, well, the spirit attendants on the other side know when the time of death is.
Yes.
So just before, if it's an accident or something, just before that, they'll take you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't experience that violence.
No.
Yeah. So he's saying this is the same with the animals as well.
That's reassuring.
It is reassuring, isn't it? It's nice.
Yeah.
Yes, Darren.
So what's it mean up the close to the end here where it says the vessel that has served them so fully, kindly, so lovingly is complete? What's it mean by is complete?
That it's, well,
But it's the time of death. That the spirit is not leaving before it's actually the time of death, so to speak.
So the process is complete then?
Of death, yeah. It's the time, in other words. So it'll hover.
Okay.
That's a guess.
Yeah, and I think,
That would be my guess too, but
yeah, and I think that the soul, just like in the human realm, will stick around and watch as well. That everything about the death is complete. Like you know how the human soul will, help with comforting the people, even close relatives, and yeah.
Would
So
vary from person to person.
yeah. Okay. And I'm not sure, Darren, did you have another question there?
well, I think Paula might have been first. I don't know.
Okay, Paula.
So, how does when it says violence is violence and you cannot ignore violent action because it has ramifications, what does this mean for us then when we, our food supply? I'm having really I'm not feeling so good right now about that.
Oh, about eating,
Well, yeah, we are not, the way that a lot of this is handled is not.
Well, I do know, I personally, I don't eat much meat or chicken or fish anymore. I just can't.
Right. But so much, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not handled very well. And then that actually goes into the meat, I've heard it. And so it's like a fear in the food.
Yeah, I believe that's true. Yeah.
So then what about in the case of like guys that hunt?
Okay, so I believe it is almost like a sacred practice. The animals actually know that they are here to be food, some, and if it's done in a sacred way, the way the indigenous people used to do it, then
Right.
it's a blessing. The animal, that is a completion for the animal. And it is,
All right.
it knows that it's a food source for, that's why it came.
All right. I wanted your all's opinion because in those situations, I'm a little bit better with it just because the animal is free range. They're living their life. There's, yeah. And yeah.
I think we're all like the Galactics, I don't believe eat meat. Is that
No,
correct?
I'm sure that it'll be that way eventually where we won't at all, but obviously a lot of people are not there yet. Majority of us are not.
No, and especially the older generations. There is an
Right.
incredible channeling from Ranjit, and he was a 8-year-old fellow in India, and he talked about the children a lot, and I can send it out to anybody that wants it. And he talked about not feeding the children any meat. They do not need it.
Yeah, if you would, please.
Okay. I will write that down.
And replicators will do away with the problem. Replicators?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know when the replicators are coming though.
They could
Well,
be here
and-
sooner than you think.
Anyway, but I think the more that we're eating light food, the way that, remember how when we studied the solar plexus and it was all about lemons
Yeah.
and liver and all that, I'm on this amazing thing that I'm doing in the mornings and feeling so good. I think it's because my liver's cleaning out. So just drinking
You're
water.
doing lemon water.
Yeah, lemon water.
Yeah, lemon water.
Lemon ginger water. I'm making it myself. And then I'm on these blueberry smoothies with spirulina and everything in them. And it's just, you feel so good. So highly recommend Medical Medium and Anthony Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, his stuff is great. Yeah. Okay. And Darren.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit here that, when a wild animal hunts another wild animal, the spirit also leaves at the time of the killing as well. So that happens at that situation as well.
Huh.
Good to
Wow.
know. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. I guess it, yeah. Okay. Good. And also that's another thing to happen here, that all the animals start to get along. And often on social media, you'll find funny pictures of unusual friendships between the animals. It's happening more and more. So that's kind of fun to see.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now this is what Susie asking St. Francis about when he's coming back. And she says, you referred to coming back. So will you be coming back? And St. Francis says, I plan to walk the earth again. Yes, I do. Susie says, well, I'm certainly looking forward to that. And he says, so am I. Many of us, are returning. We have talked about this for a long time, but the expression that we would have is the time is nigh. So this was 10 years ago. Now, do not worry. I will not stop overlighting the new Pope. We are having a wonderful cooperation together. But yes, I will walk the planet yet again. In its verdant green, I will sit on the earth and kiss Gaia. And Susie says, so do you take human form, as in our new crystalline form, or a human form? Or, since you're a light body, can you take any form you want? And Frank says, I can take any form I want. I guess I could come back as a bird. As you know, I have a wonderful affinity for our winged friends. They taught me all about angels. But my plan is to come back as a human being. Yes, it would be crystalline in form, and to come back, I think your expression would be in my prime. And Susie says, as we're all looking forward to being. And Frank says, yes, well, you are already in your prime. Sometimes you just don't know it. But I will be the one wearing jeans and a t-shirt. And then Susie laughs and says, maybe we can play Frisbee. And St. Francis says, I would like that. And she says, me too. And he says, because I love to play. That is what the animals are so proficient and good at teaching us. It is to play. So that's kind of fun. So he's telling us that we are in our prime. We just have to believe it. So again, it goes back to the old belief systems.
Mhm.
You could wake up saying, I am in my prime. I am in my prime. But there is galactic technology as well. The healing chambers on the ship, you can ask for that. And the more we ask, the faster it comes. So just know it's coming. It's just,
Yeah, the replicators are almost here as well.
okay.
Record players?
Replicators?
Replicator.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay. All right. So this is, let's see, how much time do we have?
5 minutes.
10 minutes.
How much? I've got like 11.
5 minutes.
You've got 5?
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. When do we switch over?
Okay. So if we've only got okay. I might have started the clock a little bit late. Okay. So I think maybe what we'll do is, why don't we just stop right here and do the sending? Because I was going to do a review, but why don't we do the review on Friday? Yeah.
Well,
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to read the blessing and virtue, divine quality of charity, the definition, and then let's do the sending for 10 minutes. Out to the world. Yeah. Okay. So charity is the genuine ability to share all things, material, spiritual, and emotional, based in the true understanding that there is always enough for all to thrive, and we are all richer in the joint expression of sharing. A heartfelt need to be generous, knowing knowledge and gifts are never intended solely for one person. The vibration is green. So that the heartfelt need to be generous is another indication in the self. If you find yourself just wanting to do something that you normally wouldn't. Like for me, it was the volunteer work. I mean, I've always volunteered, but not to the extent that I feel the urge to do it now. So that the inner landscape of yourself is changing when you get that heartfelt need to be generous. Yeah. hmm
Yeah, and we should send to Tori as well, eh?
Yes. Okay. So Amelia's little friend swallowed a battery today. So we're
Oh,
yeah, one of those round ones, the round disc ones. Yeah. So
Mhm.
I believe she just finished 3 hours of surgery.
Oh, no.
I know. Yeah. I haven't heard from my daughter yet about this, but I'm sure I will be soon. So if we can send some energy to Tori right now, I think it would be helpful for her recovery. She's not even 4 yet. Yeah. Okay. So let me just set the timer for 10 minutes. Thank you for reminding us, Darren. Okay. And yeah, if you can put yourselves on mute, that would help, and then it'll be a nice quiet situation for all of us to do the sending. Okay, so we'll see everyone in 10 minutes. Okay. That's the 10 minutes. Mhm. Wow. Such an interesting class. How are you feeling, Steve?
Very, very peaceful, very quiet inside.
Mhm.
It was very nice. And sending the love out, uh, as I sent it out, I stopped it here, so to speak, and just, spun it around, loved myself, and
Yay.
then sent it out. I feel really good, really great right now.
Yeah, good. And
Mhm.
have you done a bunch of inner child work? Have you done?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots.
Lots and lots. Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cold Mountain Institute, S training was all about inner child work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Records.
Mhm. Yes. Good.
Are you going to do more?
Yeah. I actually asked my family for more money for therapy so that I can. I know. I stepped up to the plate and bravely just sent them an email before the class and said,
Please send me more money.
yeah, so that's
Huh,
I want to do it until I feel complete.
very good.
Yeah, but that's part of my work, like not being afraid to ask my family for money. They have lots of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, right. Good.
Yeah, so I
And of
was
course, Gaber does this as well, right?
the inner child work.
Oh, yeah. Gaber Mate,
Yeah,
all about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm really happy with what's happening right now. And
Mm.
I know that she's given me ideas of how I can do it myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm all about figuring out how to do it myself and then sharing it, like in the reading room, being able to share it and talk about it and all that. I'm beginning to see like how important it is, and I'm sure it's all divinely planned. Archangel Gabriel's got a big hand in all of this. Perfect timing.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Really good. Mhm. Okay, so any other comments or questions about charity or the seventh dimension or the heart chakra? No, okay, so we'll do an overview of everything we've learned on Friday so that we just anchor it in a little bit more. And then next Wednesday we'll start um, Universal Law of Unification Unity. And I think I might even take us on a quick, because I promised I was going to do it today, a quick little guide through the chakras up to source, down to Gaia, sort of like what I do in the meditation circles when I run them. Just so you can feel what it feels like to light up the chakra system. Yeah, it's quite fun to do. That won't take very long. We'll do it right at the beginning. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so I'm just going to where is the recording button? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm just going to stop the recording. So I'm going to say thank you everyone for watching this, and we'll be back again.